So today I thought we would visit the new Wilmington Amish settlement. I found some of these uh, beautiful photography that I wanted to share with y'all. I've actually never officially visited uh, this group, but they always held my curiosity. Um, I'll just point out a few things about them that I find interesting and unique, and then I'll let you enjoy the photography. Um, I'm not sure who took all the pictures. I know some of the pictures were taken by Tom from Backroads Traveler and other random photographers that were passing through the new Wilmington area that posted them online. So it's just kind of a collection of different pictures. Um, the video footage was taken by Amish PA from YouTube. He has a channel. If you type in Amish PA, capital PA, he does a lot of beautiful work with drones and just really absolutely stunning photography of Amish. So some of the moving video footage was taken by him. Definitely check out his channel. It's really off the chain, worth checking out. Just a few interesting things about this group. They're definitely considered to be a low order or conservative old order group. One thing that all conservative old order groups have in common is usually they do not use any type of battery lights other than a flashlight, so they would only use kerosene lamps in the house. This group, the men are distinguished because they wear only blue shirts, and the adult men do not wear suspenders, very similar to Schwarzenegger Amish. They also have broad brims, like 3.5 to 4 inch brims, and usually dome-shaped brim rather than the straight crowned brims that are very common in Pennsylvania, as you see here. They also allow smoking, and their buggies are very plain. Though from the pictures I've seen, it would appear that in the wintertime they do install some kind of windshield, but during the warm months you drive around with no windshield, and they have a very low dash. Trying to think of what else is interesting about this group. They do use flashers, and they would use one headlight on the road side of the vehicle, which is actually unusual for such a conservative group. Most conservative groups don't allow any type of battery lights, but these guys distinguish themselves because they use only one headlight on their buggy, and that would be on the roadside. And they have 2 blinkers in the back, along with several different types of reflectors. So just very interesting. They don't use any type of propane appliances, and I'm assuming that they put up ice, although I've never seen in any of these photographs pictures of ice houses on their farm, but it's possible that they build them into like a shed or something, so it's not openly seen. Just a quick story. The time I drove through a brown buggy community like this was just happenstance. It was years ago. A friend of mine that collected classic cars, he begged me to ride with him to, I'm not even sure, some part of New York, I think. It was like I don't know, 5-hour drive, 6-hour drive from Michigan. And he begged me to ride with him, and I thought, well, why not? He was telling me we're going to drive across like 2 or 3 different states to get there, and so I thought it'd be an adventure. But anyways, as we were going along, we kind of went on an overpass, and I just happened to look down and see some Amish farms with brown buggies, and I was like, what? You got to be kidding me. And I'm like, we got to go there. And he's like, no way, we can't stop. I'm on a mission. So that was my only experience of driving through such a community, but it would be really awesome to actually drive through when I had time to drive through and visit and really check them out. But anyways, and one last thing I forgot to mention that is very interesting about this group is that, as I said, they do allow smoking from pipes, and they are the only group that I know of that actually they have a 3-hour long church service, which is very typical of Amish. And halfway through, hour and a half, they have a 15-minute smoke break, and all the men and boys that smoke go outside in the barn and smoke, and then they go back inside and finish church. So that's a very unique and unusual practice, which no other Amish church does, and that they alone do. They use only ground-driven farm machinery, so no motors, no moving motors. They have stationary motors to run their shop tools and so forth, but no moving motors and no motor carts in the field. Everything's ground-driven, so very similar to the other conservative groups in that sense. But anyways, enjoy the video. This buggy here is from New Wilmington, Pennsylvania group. They drive that brown buggy. It was said that the brown color was came about because when the Amish in the area started putting tops on their buggies, they were using some leftover material from circus tents, is one story I heard. So that was just available material that was at that time, and they just have retained that brown color to this day. So any buggies you see like this, they all originated from the New Wilmington community, maybe a sister group or something of that. There's also some in New York. Each community kind of has their own standards on the buggies. These buggies here are very plain. They have a low dash, no windshield, one headlight on the driver's side or on the passenger side. Just very plain, not many amenities. That shows you that they're more of a conservative order. The more liberal orders have sliding doors and windshields, etc. But each buggy style kind of has a history, and I just think that's kind of neat to know the history of the different styles and how they came up with that style.